Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about lesson number 8, environmental issues. That topic, one of the topic is called it as carbon capture and storage. That is called it as CCS. The CCS is nothing but carbon capture and storage. How can we capture the carbon? The carbon capture and storage is one of a technology of capturing carbon dioxide especially and injects it deep into the underground rocks into a depth of 1 kilometer or more, and it is an approach to mitigation means reduce global warming by capturing carbon dioxide from large point sources such as industries and power plants and subsequently storing it instead of releasing it into the atmosphere. Simply, carbon capture and storage is nothing but capturing the carbon that can be present in our atmosphere in the form of carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide that can be able to reduce means we have to reduce the global warming, because the carbon dioxide is the basic for the global warming and greenhouse gases especially. Based on their global warming and greenhouse gases, number of problems that can be able to arise in our earth atmosphere. Then only we have to follow the one of the method or one of the technology that is called it as CCS, carbon capture and storage. Various safe sites have been selected for permanent storage in various deep geological formations, liquid storage in the ozone, and solid storage by reduction of carbon dioxide with metal oxide to produce stable carbonate. Yes, some of the ways we have to follow, especially we want to store the carbon in the form of liquid, especially the carbon that can be able to stored in oceans, and solid storage by reduction of carbon dioxide with metal oxides. With the help of the carbon dioxide that can be we have to produce stable carbonates. It is also one of the method to capture and storage the carbon dioxide. Then next one is, it is also known as geological sequestration. Yes, the carbon sequestration, it is also called it as a geological sequestration, which involves injecting carbon dioxide directly into the underground geological formation such as declining oil field, gas field, saline aquifers, and unminable coal have been suggested as storage site. Yes, in a carbon capture and storage method that is otherwise called it as geological sequestration. In a sequential manner, we want to store the carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide directly stored into the, that is inside the underground, that is geological formation such as declining oil field, gas field, saline aquifers, and unminable coals have been suggested as storage site. Next one is, we want to study about what is carbon sequestration in an elaborative manner. Here, what is carbon sequestration? It is one of the process of capturing and storing carbon dioxide, which reduces the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere with a goal of reducing global climate change. Yes, of course, the carbon sequestration is one of the process of capturing and storing carbon dioxide, especially we want to reduce the global warming, that is call it as global climate change. Next one is carbon sequestration occurs naturally by plants and in ozone. Yes, already we want to study about the nitrogen cycle, hydrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, like that. Yes, the carbon sequestration occur naturally by plants and in ozones. Then terrestrial sequestration is typically accompanied through forest and soil conservation practices that enhance the storage carbon. Yes, with the help of the atmospheric carbon dioxide that can have the capacity to absorb by the plants, that atmospheric carbon dioxide that can be able to present inside the soil, then it can be able to change or converted into a usable form by with the help of some other microbes and plants. Then only that can be able to recycle that type of carbon dioxide, or that can be able to store that type of carbon. Then only it can be especially done by the plants in a very long process. For example, as an example, microalgae such as species of chlorella, Scindesmus, Corococcus and Chlamydomonas are used globally for carbon sequestration. Yes, these are the some other microalgae. That algae, they can have the capacity to store the carbons. Then not only for the microorganism, then trees like Eugenia caryophyllata, Tecomastans, Cinnamon vernum have high capacity and noted to sequester carbon. Then macroalgae and marine grasses and mangroves are also have the ability to store the carbon, that is call it as carbon sequestration. Then next one is call it as carbon footprint, CFP. What is carbon footprint? Yes, the carbon that can be able to store in a particular place or a particular area, they have to be present in the form of mark or any one of the identification, that is call it as carbon footprint. Every human activity leaves a mark just like our footprint. Yes, this carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases produced by human activity such as agriculture, industries, deforestation, waste disposal, burning fossil fuels directly or indirectly. Yes, the greenhouse gases that can be able to totally present in a particular place, with the help of the greenhouse gas, they contain a carbon dioxide that contain a carbon footprint. Then it can be measured for an individual, family, organization like industries, state level or national level. Then it is usually estimated and expressed in equivalent tons of carbon dioxide per year. Yes, carbon footprint that can be able to demonstrate, or we have to calculate based on the usage of individual, not only for the usage, the carbon dioxide that can be able to used only by the plants. With the help of the atmospheric carbon dioxide, the plants that can be able to survive, because the individual, family, organization or industry level, state level or national level, the carbon dioxide that can be able to absorbed only by the plant itself. Then the burning of fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. Yes, of course. The burning of fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, crude oil, etc. that can be play a major role for the releasing carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. In turn, these emissions trap solar energy and thus increase the global temperature, resulting in ice melting, submerging of low-lying areas, and imbalance in nature like cyclones, tsunamis, and extreme weather conditions. Yes, due to the formation of the global warming, that is, a level of the carbon dioxide increases, emitting trap solar energy, thus increase the global temperature, result in ice melting. Arctic regions, ices are melted. Submerging of low-lying areas. Yes, some of the place that can be underlying in the sea. For example, Dhanuskodi, like that. In imbalance in nature, like natural disasters like cyclones, tsunamis, and extreme weather conditions. Then, to reduce the carbon footprint, we can follow some practices like eating indigenous fruits and products. Reduce uses of your electronic devices.